Welcome back to Alley Chats. I'm your host, Rob Southgate. Alley Chats is like a virtual artist's alley featuring interviews with artists, filmmakers, podcasters, writers, and really any creative person you might find at a pop culture convention. My goal is to help draw attention to cool people and hopefully help them get some new fans. I want this podcast to raise up these amazing people and to inspire you, the listener, to chase your dreams as well. You can follow Alley Chats on Facebook under Alley Chats Podcast and join in the conversations. I'll add more social media in the future, but for now, that is the best place to interact with us. You can also email me directly if you would like to be a guest or have a guest suggestion. My email is rob@smgpods.com. Welcome back to Alley Chats. I am your host, Rob Southgate. Like you didn't know that, I'm the only host on this show, I think. And if you listen to me enough, you know that I really don't know sometimes. So today, I have a guest that I am so excited to talk to. We are going to learn all about our movie writing friend here, Jonathan Buchanan. Jonathan, welcome to the show. This is so exciting to have you here.
Hey, Rob. Thanks for having me. This is great.
That is a mighty beard, by the way. I am most impressed.
It's very COVID. The hair is very COVID.
Is it where did you look like me just before COVID and then it just...
I haven't had a haircut in about 4 years. So
okay. Yeah. I actually, I got real grizzled looking, but I looked more homeless. Like you look classic. I just look like a homeless guy. And my wife finally said, yeah, let's trim things up. So, yeah.
My girlfriend likes it. So I've been lucky. She doesn't, she likes it. So it's okay.
Yeah. Well, she insists I have the beard because it does mask things.
Oh, yes.
Thank God.
There are, there's an extra thing or two hanging out under there we don't talk about. I used to be skinny smoker, rock and roller, and now I'm
You're a little bit more aged rock and roller. Let's go with that.
More of me to love.
Yeah. Well, hey, what? I'll tell you what, man. I'm loving you already. So keep the beard. So I don't know where this podcast went. Well, anyway, on Alley Chats, what we do is, since you don't know this, Jonathan, what it is it's kind of like a virtual artist alley at a Comic-Con. So you don't have to play act anything here. Forget that. I don't want you to think, oh God, now I have to pretend to be at a booth.
I'm not good at that.
But you're sitting at a booth and people walk up. I don't know if you've ever done one, but people walk up and you get a chance to kind of talk about what you do. And hopefully they get interested enough to buy something or join your email list or something. So Jonathan, we're here to talk specifically about one project, but then we're going to get into other stuff. So why don't you tell everybody who you are, what you do, and let's talk about your movie.
Oh, great. Well, like you said, my name's Jonathan. I'm the writer and co-producer of a movie called 8 Found Dead that's coming out on Dark Sky Films September 8th, some theaters, VOD. It was a movie that my friend Travis Green directed and produced. And Travis and we've known each other since like 2007. He records music. So he recorded my band's first album, their second album, I think, or maybe their third. He's made music videos for us. I've worked with him on his short films. He's done like 11 short films. And then during COVID, he was ready to step up and do his first feature. And he had a script. And I looked at it. I was going to maybe help produce. I just wanted to jump in and do whatever I could to help make it happen.
Sure, yeah.
And the script wasn't quite what we wanted or what he wanted. And so I knew he wanted something that was contained and, kind of one location, not too many cast members, so it would be affordable. We expanded it a little bit. We probably had a few too many cast members for the budget, but I came up with something that he liked, and we went with it.
I got to say, I've watched the trailer, and I will put the trailer in the show notes.
Oh, no.
It's so freaking awesome, man.
That trailer turned out really good.
Oh my God.
We've had a couple swats at it and they've all been great. And the last one is like, Jesus, man.
I got to say, I'm watching this trailer, and for a trailer to feel like it's flipping cards on you and you don't know what the hell's going on, that's an accomplishment, man. Yeah. Like, you think, even watching the trailer, I'm like, I think I know what this is. Like, okay, this looks cool. But you watch a lot of movies. I watch a lot of movies. I read a lot of books. You kind of know where things are going sometimes. And even in your trailer, there's like 2 or 3 points when I went, wait, what? That's
Nice.
unbelievable.
That's good.
Especially and I'm not going to say what it is, but the sweet nectar of that last line of the trailer.
Oh yeah.
Oh man. And the
This
thing
is
is,
whew.
yeah, when it gets to that line, and you have to love that you wrote that line, right?
Yeah, that
That one
was
felt
really
really
fun.
good, right?
It really did.
When it gets to that line, in my head, I thought kind of that line because it just was like, oh no, she's going to say this. Like, but it wasn't, I don't know how to describe this. It wasn't something that was predictable. It wasn't something that was expected, but it was like everything led to that moment. And I had a hope that this is going to go here. And it totally did. So I am so excited to see this movie and to see what else is flipped on this thing, because I can tell you went for it on this.
Yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff. Travis was he's always been a great champion of me in general, and the script, he really pushed me to really push it over the top. So
Yeah.
yeah, I had a lot of fun.
So let me give a quick description. This is from the movie is Eight Found Dead.
Yeah.
And once again, I'll put the trailer in the show notes. It's Dark Sky Films, which they have a website. You can go and see all the unbelievably cool stuff they've done, which I just, even looking through this list, House of the Devil, Innkeepers, Deathgasm, I'm like, I love every one of these movies.
Yeah.
You are standing tall with
Yeah, they've done
Dark
a lot of good
Skies.
stuff. They work with Bobcat Goldthwait.
Did they do
They
that
got Ty
Bigfoot one with
West.
him?
They did, yeah, they did
That
that
was a
one.
great movie, man.
Travis loves that movie. They did Starry Eyes. That's another favorite of ours. Yeah, Ty West, who is now, I mean,
Oh,
Travis has been with him since Innkeepers and House of the Devil. I caught up later, but man, Pearl is one of my favorite movies, definitely of last year, if not all
yeah.
time. I love that movie.
I talk about that trilogy constantly.
I can't wait
Like,
for Maxine.
I cannot wait for Maxine. And that whole thing came out of nowhere, man.
Yeah,
You know?
he's great.
And I'm watching the very first one and I'm like, oh, cool. It feels kind of like Texas Chainsaw. And it feels like it's in that universe, but it doesn't feel like a copy, or it's just like, oh, we're back in this very uncomfortable, unexpected universe that was created 40, 50 years ago.
Yeah. Oh, and
But
you
we're not
don't
talking about
you
Ty West.
right. Is he coming on today? I would love to talk to
Oh my God, so would I.
him.
So would I. Yeah. So anyway, uh, here's the description of Eight Found Dead. Two couples take a weekend getaway in the middle of the desert, only to discover that their Airbnb is already occupied. It's a long and bloody night told from 4 points of view. And I think that's what got me, Jonathan. In the trailer, you have the setup. I'm thinking I know where it's going. Then you see it start to flip. And then I'm going, wait a minute. No, it's flipping again. And then even from the trailer, I could kind of tell, like, are we playing with like perspective here? Which, oh my God, is one of my favorite things. So you've got 4 characters there. Are you telling it from each character's perspective, or are there characters we're not seeing that we're going to get that from?
It's not really from 4 perspectives. It's basically the timeline is cut into 4 pieces. It's
Okay.
it's it's our lovely it's our friend Jenny. It's her story. It's the first couple's story. It's the second couple's story, and then it's the police officer's story.
Oh, okay,
So
cool.
those 4 stories happen. They're sort of stacked on top of each other. One happens, the next, and then we cut those stories up and shuffle it. So every time there's 4 timelines. Each time you cut back to a timeline, it goes in order, so it's progressing forward.
Yeah.
But like I said, you keep going back to these different characters' stories. It's not exactly perspective, but it kind of is.
Oh, yeah. I love it. I love it.
It's
I'm so
fun.
excited. Now, this comes out this coming Friday.
This Friday, September 8th. Yep. Yeah, we're
And
going to play for a week in Los Angeles, a week in Columbus, and we have a one night only Saturday, September 9th in Albuquerque at the Guild Cinema. And it'll be VOD on Friday as well.
exciting. Great. So I encourage everybody, check out Eight Found Dead. It looks absolutely amazing. Now, let's talk about you a little bit. You've got a background in music, it sounds like, and were you like just a rocker that was hanging around the scene and eventually was like, yeah, I'm into telling story?
No, I mean, I've been into filmmaking and writing since I've been into film my whole life, but in 2000 I was in Chicago, and I took a co-op class in writing, and I met a bunch of filmmakers, people I'm still friends with today, and started working on their movies. Met a bunch of people in Detroit. I would go out to Detroit and shoot music videos, rap videos, shoot metal videos in Chicago. And then in end of 03, my Detroit friends decided they wanted to move to LA. So nothing was going on for me, really. We never figured out how to get paid in Chicago.
Right.
So I moved to
I thought
LA.
I saw you at those club meetings where we don't get paid here in
Oh
Chicago.
yeah, it was crazy. So I moved to LA and started PAing, and then got sucked into the art department, and then I've been a union prop master since 07.
Ah, cool, man.
So that's what I do, when there's not two strikes going on, I'm a prop master.
Right.
And then I did, music was one of those, I just got into music. So I, played in a couple bands over the last 15, 20 years. And then writing just popped back up. I always liked it. I liked taking the classes I did, but I'd only written one script way a zillion years ago. So this was getting back into it.
Wow. Well, it's quite a story because as somebody who struggled trying to do screenwriting myself and giving up and hanging around the music scene and all that, I see hope in your story.
There is hope. Old man does okay.
Old man does okay. Is that the sequel to Eight Found Dead?
Yeah. Oh, the sequel, we have it. It's a prequel. It's called Eight More Dead. It has been written.
Shut up. Are you kidding?
No, it's exciting.
That's awesome. Are you going to try and build a universe out of this? Eventually, you're going to run out of people.
They want, if they'll let me, yeah. But
7 billion found dead, the final chapter.
Yeah, there's a really cool. The movie has a really cool formula that I haven't seen before, and yeah, we went back 30 years and took the protagonist or the antagonist and made them a lot younger. It's sexier, bloodier, much crazier, but uses sort of this multiple timeline thing that we had going on, but really perfects it. Takes the experiment we tried and really hones in on it and makes it even better.
Very
so
cool.
Who knows? Dark Sky, come on, baby.
Yeah. Come on, Dark Skies. You love it. Let's do it.
They want to do it. Come on.
So I want to highlight a couple of things that people want to know, especially if you're a horror fan and you pay attention to this stuff. Yeah, I don't care if they win awards, but when it's an award-winning thing from some of the fests, it does pique the interest. So official selection, Jim Thorpe Independent Film Festival 2023. Awesome. Official selection, Panic Fest 2023. Another awesome feather. Official selection, Atlanta Horror Film Festival 2022. Winner, Best Picture, Best Director at Screamfest LA 2022. These are incredible accolades, man. That is saying something right there.
Screamfest was a mind blower. We weren't done with the film, and Travis was getting a little pressure from the cast. It was probably September, maybe August of last year, and they were like, when's this? Are you going to be done for spooky season? Are we putting this? What's happening? We getting into festivals, and it just wasn't done yet. And he threw a rough cut at Screamfest.
Yeah,
and they bid on it, and then it put a lot of pressure on Travis to then get the movie to a level that was acceptable for the screening, and he did. And yeah, man, that was a hell of a night. They don't. We didn't realize they don't announce nominees. Like I just thought when there's awards, you have nominees, and then the nominees show up, and then you win
Right.
or
And
you
they get
don't.
told what's going on. And
Yeah.
yeah.
So they just had a like it's the end of the fest. Let's have a party. We'll screen something, and we'll give out the awards. But since no one talked to us, and we just had no expectations. Like literally
Yeah.
zero. We were just in the back drinking, talking to people, and then they yelled Travis's name. And man, it was just like, what the hell is this? And he got his award, and we were hugging, and just what the fuck. And then they announced Best Picture, and yeah, man, that was an awesome night. It was crazy.
Incredible. What about your cast? Anyone you want to highlight? I'm sure
Oh
you want to
man,
highlight everybody, right?
the whole cast was amazing. It's fortunately Travis is in an improv troupe, and the leader of the troupe is Tim Simic. Tim played um, Tim played our well, I can't remember his name. Something's wrong with my brain. But Tim, and then Rosie, his wife, was also in it. Rosie was Liz. Tim was Richard.
Okay.
And then Laura Buckles has been in that improv troupe, I don't know, a long time, the longest running troupe member. She was also in it. She was Officer Blake. So Travis knew all them, and then he knew Eddie from work. Eddie played Ricky. Eddie is an editor and an actor, and he was friends with Allie, who played Carrie. So like, I think half the team knew each other, and had worked together. So that was great. Travis is really good at casting. Allie helped us cast a lot of people. She brought in Jenny. She may have brought in Alicia. And then Nancy Linehan Charles, that was someone Travis had always wanted to work with. And we put her in a music video for my band Campfire Cassettes during COVID. And she was great. So we put her in that too. But they were awesome. And Roseanne Lamaris, Liz, man, she stole the show, man. That woman's crazy.
She
She's
kind of
awesome.
steals the show in the trailer.
Yeah, she's a monster.
She has that. She's the one that says that line. That's
Oh
like,
yeah,
oh, it's a beautiful read, and it just like it propels me into I like that fervor of I can't wait. You know what I mean? It's
yeah,
her read that did that. So I think you got a great cast. You got great people behind the whole thing. It's super exciting. Once again, comes out on Friday, video on demand, or you can see it at these couple of theaters.
yeah.
Definitely go to Dark Skies and follow their stuff. And we'll put links in the show notes. We'll put your social media in the show notes. Even though Travis couldn't join us today, we will put Travis's links in the show notes. And that way people can follow you guys and, show some support. Because one thing that people don't necessarily know that aren't in the industry, things like social media followers and engagement actually are something that companies like Dark Skies look at.
Yeah.
It matters, even though you think, well, if it shows that there's an interest, and even if it's not huge, some interest can be the difference between, you know what, I want to take this chance and not. So follow these guys, share their stuff, and support them for sure. Okay, Jonathan, this is a horror film.
Yes.
What would you say if I had to have you tell me your top three? What are your top threes? Top three horror films. I said that in a real awkward way. That was a horror show
No,
right
that's
there.
all right.
Give me your top three horror films.
Well, let's just start with Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf, which, maybe to some people it's not a horror movie, but watch it again. That's a horror
movie.
No blood, but those people are fucked up, and
They are
so
monsters.
emotionally violent. That is
Yes.
That is a disturbing movie. I mean, like someone like my mother, she can't even watch it. It's just so emotionally crazy. That's a great one, and I really took a lot of cues from that for this movie, including their names, Richard and Liz. That's Richard Burton and Elizabeth Taylor.
Oh, I love it, man.
Yeah. So that's a big one. I mean, The Shining has always been, that's just one of the greatest, weirdest movies ever. So that's up there for sure. And top three, man. I mean, Halloween is just, like Halloween or Alien. I know
Yeah.
Alien is sci-fi, but still kind of
It's sci-fi
a
horror. I put
slasher,
it in the same boat.
So yeah, those two. If I ever wanted to just go back to the drawing board and like simplify, you like just go watch Halloween. Like you don't have to get crazy. It can be simple and
Yeah.
really cool and spooky.
Yeah, those are great answers. In fact, I know that a lot of people shy away from saying Halloween because it's like, oh, everybody says Halloween. But
Well, I mean,
there's a reason everybody says
there's
Halloween.
a reason. And I didn't plan anything more interesting, so I'm sorry.
No, I wasn't expecting it. So we're going to treat this the way we do the normal show. There's a question that I ask that is even more putting you on the spot. All
Sure.
right. This is your dream convention, whatever that means to you.
Yeah.
I want you to have the opportunity to meet that person that you've always wanted to meet. Who is it? Who is it that is at this con that you're like, dude, if I could get 5 minutes with that person, it would make my life?
Oh man, that is a weird question. Holy shit.
If you say Travis Green, I'm going to kick you right out of here because that's not
I've
fair.
spent so much time with him. Man, I don't know. I've met a lot of people because of what I do in the industry, and man, a lot of times it's fucking weird and a little disappointing. So I don't really meeting people kind of freaks me out. I've gone to signings. I went to a signing the other day. It was a guy I even knew, and I never said hi. I just kind of walked away. I have no idea, man. I don't know. Maybe
okay.
Richard Linklater.
Oh, that's a good one.
I really have a fascination with the movie Tape. I would like to talk. I can't remember who wrote that, but those guys. It's based on a play. I would talk to them too. There's something about such a small, simple movie that takes place in a motel room, shot on the Sony PD-150 back 20 years ago.
You're not talking the Linklater film.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Linklater Tape. Yeah, that's one of my favorite movies.
So we're back to Linklater.
I would talk to him. I would talk to him or the writer of that. There's just
Steven Belber. Let's see if I can pull up something else from Steven Belber.
I don't know. Yeah, I've seen the play and I've seen the movie a bunch of times, and I just think that movie is. I mean, I don't know if it's overlooked, but
well, it's funny. I'm a Linklater fan, and it's one I haven't seen yet. So now
awesome.
I'll watch it after 8 Found Dead because that's my next one I got to see.
Yeah.
Those are great answers. I was actually going to give it to you a different way, and this you might give a different answer. So you're a little weird meeting them. I'm weird meeting them too. I meet so many people, and if I can get them out here and we can have a conversation, awesome. If I'm standing at a Comic-Con looking them in the face, it's always like
stupid.
Yeah, I don't really know what to say. I don't get weird. The only time I got weird was I was standing about 3 feet away from Jeff Tweedy from Wilco.
Yeah.
And I totally turned into like teenage boy Rob, and I was like, and I couldn't say anything. And he's standing there eating pizza, looking at me like, you going to say hi? Like,
yeah,
couldn't do it. Only time ever. Okay, here's the question in a different way. You get to see a panel by somebody. This way you don't have to go meet him. You just hear him talk.
Yeah.
Who would that be?
Who would that be?
Because I have really good answers for myself, which I'm not going to share here, but that is a different question than somebody you would meet.
I'd like to see a panel with like all the cool like time travel or time loop movies like Primer, Triangle, Coherence. I'd like to just see all these small, low budget, mind bending sci-fi time movies. I love them all.
Yeah.
And I think about those all the time.
So like the writers from those movies all sitting there having a conversation about time travel.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Oh, that sounds amazing to me.
Have you seen any of those? Have you seen Triangle?
Yeah. And
Coherence
Primer is like,
I love Primer, dude.
Oh my God.
It's so good.
Yeah, I love time travel stuff. I love sci-fi stuff. I love horror stuff.
Have you seen Time Crimes?
It's French, I think. You know what? Yes. it's in
on
my
the
queue.
You see it on lists and you put it in your queue, and there's a reason, because it's good. It's really
and I've
good.
read that it's fantastic, and
Yeah.
it's one I just haven't gotten to yet.
Yeah,
I'll get there.
really good.
I've got a stack of shame. So like that
Yeah.
one, Train to Busan, I haven't seen, and every time
Oh yeah, that was
people
good.
bring that one up to me all the time, and I'm like, I still haven't seen it. Time
Is way
Crimes.
better.
Is it? Oh,
Oh
now
yeah,
you're really
yeah,
getting
yeah.
me
I mean,
because
uh, zombie movies are good, but time travel stuff is more. I don't know. I like it a lot better.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Were you a Quantum Leap fan when it was on originally, not the reboot?
No, I never watched it.
Really?
But no, we just skipped over that. The one I watched that I think is basically the same show, I think, was The Voyagers.
Yeah. Voyagers
Remember
is Quantum Leap is actually better.
based on
Voyagers is fantastic though.
Yeah, we
At least
watched
my
it. My
opinion.
sister and I watched it all the time on Saturdays or whatever. But you bring it up to your average person, and they're like, "I have no idea what you're talking about." I'm like, "Dude, there was this little kid. He was good at history. There was this guy from 1800s, a swashbuckler named Rolf or something, and they had their little compass, and it was
that
red
little
or green
compass.
We
Yeah.
watched that all the time, man. It was cool.
See, and I think that one, the reason I put Quantum Leap above it is Quantum Leap was a little bit more adult than that one.
Oh,
So
sure,
that one when I watched it was like it was cool, but Quantum Leap. But see, the thing is with Quantum Leap, it's when you get into the lore of it, when you get towards the end of that first run of the series, where it was like it exploded for us, where we're like, oh my god, and then they ended it.
Oh
like,
no.
oh yeah, it ends in the worst possible place because like it's time travel and he's going back and he's always trying to get back. It's like the same thing, and then you get some other things like some evil leaper. There's an evil leaper.
Oh,
like,
okay.
What
yeah,
the hell's
yeah.
this? And you get to the final episode, and it's like this whole thing cracks open where you're like, oh my God, like this is a way bigger story than we thought. We're 3 seasons in and they just flipped. It would be like if it was a movie or a play and you're watching the first act. The first 3 seasons are the first 20 minutes.
Yeah. Oh man.
And the end of the final episode is here's what it's about. And they canceled it.
Oh God. That sucks.
Brutal. Brutal. So yeah, that was, we probably watch it now and be like, what is this old show? But
yeah,
it's kind of like when you watch the original Star Trek and you're like, if you can't get into how campy some of it is, if you could get past that and go like, wow, the freaking sci-fi stories are awesome, it just looks like a campy show to people.
Right.
Yeah,
you just have to forget that. Fortunately, I watched that when I was a kid, so I don't mind the old Star Trek. That's pretty good.
Oh, me either. I love it. I love all that stuff. I have a friend that's a starship captain now. Talk about weird.
Yeah.
He calls me when he gets the gig. I hadn't talked to him in 30 years. And he calls me up and he's like, 12-year-old me needs to talk to 12-year-old you right now. I'm like, I haven't talked to you in 30 years. What's up, man? He was like, I might be on the deck. And I'm like, I don't get it. He had to like give me 10 hints before I finally said, I'm thick, man. And he goes, well, you can't talk about it at any show, which I didn't. I can say it now, but like I didn't talk about it. He finally is like, okay, I'm a captain on this show. And I was like, oh my God, like lifelong dream, even though, weird.
I was on the deck of the Next Gen ship last year.
Oh yeah?
Year before. Yeah. For some photo shoot, I got to hand off, phasers and, stuff to Worf and Riker.
Was it for the Picard?
I didn't. Yeah, it was for Picard. Yeah, my friend was the prop master on Jeff Lombardi, so I got to do some promo stuff for it.
My friend is Todd Stashwick. He's the Captain Shaw that was on the new season.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, so he has all these shots from the deck and from hanging out with those guys and everything. Yeah, and he was just in town at Fan Expo, and I couldn't go. And he's telling all these people that are there that know me, like, harass Rob, get him out here. Like, he can meet people. And the last time we saw each other was at a gaming con, and we just played tabletop games the whole time together, which we hadn't done. Oh, my God. Like, playing a Star Wars tabletop game with your friend from when you were 12 is, like, the greatest thing. Yeah, we sat there doing all the sound effects. I'm sure people in the room are like, what the hell is wrong with those two idiots? Like, we're 54, and we love Star Wars, So, yeah. Yeah. All right, man. Jonathan, this was a true pleasure. Best of luck with this. I can't wait for the sequel. I am pushing for that. And I will put all your links, like I said, in the show notes. I want everybody to watch the trailer, and I want everybody listening to go see this movie or get it video on demand, because This kicks ass.
Thanks, Rob. Really appreciate it. And we'll see you all on the 8th.
Yeah. And anytime you have a new project, let me know. You are invited back. You have an open door, man.
Oh, for sure, man. We appreciate it.
Thank
you.
Thanks.
All right. Talk to you later. Bye.
You can connect with me on social media or via email. All the links are found in the show notes. Oh, and it would really help me if you would rate and review this show on whatever platform you use to listen to this podcast. Good reviews help others find the show, which ultimately helps these incredible guests get more exposure. Alley Chats is a production of Southgate Media Group, hosted, produced, and edited by me, Rob Southgate. Thanks again for listening to Alley Chats. And don't forget to support